Hello all, MediEvil fan over 7 here, and welcome to part 7 of my MediEvil 2 Let's Replay. We're playing Wulfrum Hall today, a very unique level to MediEvil 2. Definitely brings back sort of vibes to MediEvil 1, like with the whole vampire vibe. It's a very eerie level, but I wouldn't say it's as creepy as Greenwich. It was a level growing up that I actually do remember that we skipped a lot. With the skip level cheat on the cheats, but you can actually unlock the down hand ability from the start with cheats as well. Funnily enough, and you can give him a bigger head. But yeah, this level, me and my sister and my mum could never get past the front door because every time we'd grab the key off the table, we'd get caught by the renfield, which I would call Wulfrum when I was younger, and get thrown back outside. So I never really saw the vampire girls or the green knights. And I didn't even know this level had vampires in it until many years later when I was playing through the game for the first time by myself, a bit older, and actually trying to get past the levels properly. And when I actually got past like that room, I was like, oh my god, it's like you can't even defeat the enemies with weapons in this level, apart from the green knights, which there's many of, and the Wulfrums, or they're called renfields, but I call them Wulfrums. You actually have to find ways of exposing the vampires in their coffins to sunlight. Which, I wonder if there was vampires here all along, or did Palethorn actually create them? I'm assuming he created them because he was communicating with the Count at the start of this level. I can't even remember if we defeat the Count either, or if we skipped the level. My sister can't defeat the Count these days. When I was playing it with her when we were having a MediEvil night a while ago, she was struggling with the Count. But, I remember when I first played it, I took a while to get past the second last room in this level. We'll listen to our mission briefing now, because I think we're ready to hop on in.
This is the center of the psychic disturbance. It's a new one to me. All I'm reading is a great, malevolent, slumbering evil. Extreme caution as always,
Oh,
Dan.
and before you go.
Oh, and before you go, you might want to use your head on some of those hands over there. Stand over the hand and use your head to see what happens.
I know that this soundtrack's composed by Bob and Barn, but I do believe that there's parts of the soundtrack that's sampled in other things, because I've heard it in things like, well, I think, but I'm not sure, I have definitely heard it in other things, like documentaries and that, and Most Haunted. Like, I have heard, like, elements of the soundtrack in other things. And, I do believe Jason Wilson, or Chris Sorrell, whoever it is that mostly worked on this one, I think this was actually their favourite level to design, and you can tell they had a lot of fun with it. It's a really well-made level, and very unique as well, like how you have to find other ways of defeating the enemies besides using weapons. Just as soon as I got my broadsword, I can't even defeat any enemies with it. I'm not joking. You can defeat the renfields with it, and you can defeat the green knights. So there are some enemies you can defeat in this level. It's quite a variety level. There's some enemies you can defeat with weapons, some you can't. But it's a very good level. It's very well made. Very misty level as well at the start. Definitely has an eerie vibe to it.
Try the second compressor, Dogman. What a strange adversary
Fortescue is.
He's persistent, I'll give him that. And he certainly has the beating of you two. He also defeated Iron Slugger, Master.
He also defeated Iron Slugger.
You don't! I've had enough of you slimy, whiny get-at! No
Get
matter.
at.
I call on my allies earlier than expected.
Aye, Palethorn. Is the time right for my glorious arrival?
Oh, yes. The timing is just perfect. Come on, we're off.
That oinky did. He's like. Yeah, that's part of the start. I've definitely heard that in other things before. Let's just talk to Winston. Even though the press article knows what he's about to tell us. But
Hi, Dan. The entrance seems to be guarded. I'd try and find another way in if I was you. Has the professor told you about using hands? Stand over one and use your head in the inventory. Try that.
try it. So we're actually going to speak to the Spiv for the first time, I think, this game. We might have spoken to him at the very start, but yeah, we're actually going to speak to him here to top up our broadsword, because it's at 0 when you first get it. Also, that money bag there looks mistier than other money bags, but I think it's just because of the mist, but yeah, it looked like it was lighter in colour. That's the window we'll jump out of in a moment. When I was younger, the main thing I remember is level spamming this, because it's about all that me and my sister could do when we were very small. But he also looks different there in the beta, and I believe in the Hidden Palace uploaded beta as well. But I used to spam that over and over. I just thought it was funny. But they're also obsessed with farting in this game because he farts all the time as well. I remember just calling him the farting old man when I was younger. But yeah, the very start of this level, I was stuck on. Or I say we both were, me and my sister. Oh, I jumped to the wrong part. So we have to jump in through this window. And yeah, this renfield here. We have to get the key off the table without getting spotted by him. I'm gonna wait for him to path off a little bit. There we go. Gonna run in the room now. Go straight under the table. He doesn't seem to have spotted us, so there we go. He did there, but we managed to keep our distance from him to not grab onto us. Oh dear, I got spotted. Just gonna go under the table. He does automatically lose you when you go under the table, but you step on that switch. I'm gonna use my camera to see where he is. Okay, he's coming in this room, so I'm gonna stay under this table. We'll just bide our time. Yeah, he's fully coming in this room. Okay, doke. I wonder if I could sneak out and pull this switch. Be very risky here. There we go. That was close. Yeah, that part there, we would always get caught when we were kids. Like, I don't think we knew to use the tables to evade him or anything. But I only discovered a few years ago an area in this level that I didn't actually realize. That area with that renfield there, I thought you couldn't kill him, but you actually can kill him. I also love that as a chalice placement, just on top of that table in the front hallway. I don't know why, I just think it looks like a very pretty chalice placement. And also, yeah, the vampire girls were foreshadowed in the freak show, because that's them there. And then it's a little brief look into the greenhouse slash garden. Looks like a very isolated garden. But yeah, it's a very interesting room there. But yeah, they grab you and throw you. But they're a bit like the Octomeres, which we didn't give them a chance to do, because the Octomeres only jump on your head from the Greenwich if you don't have your head attached. But they're a nightmare to get off your head compared to the vampire girls. The vampire girls are pretty easy to get off your head. But they jump on your head regardless of whether you have it on or not. So I guess there is that they jump on your head more often, but they're easier to get off your head than the Octomeres are. And you can still ring that after the door opens, but he doesn't keep coming to the door after that. Imagine we could just, that was a way of getting him to the door to kill him once the door was open, but nah, he just isn't there anymore when you do that after opening the door. There we go. And actually, funnily enough, made a trophy, which, if I just imagine there'd be a remake of the game, is for killing this knight without him waking up, because if you don't walk too far into the room, you can actually defeat him without him waking up. Which I always do. And then I charge up a hit for killing this one here. And then there's only 3 to take care of. So that's 3 of the enemies to take care of before they even start attacking. The 2 of the enemies take care of even. There we go. And apart from the 3 other renfields, no other enemies could be defeated with weapons in this level. They had to be defeated with sunlight. But this is the area that I only discovered a few years ago that you could access. I didn't know about that little side entrance at the side of the stairs until you was there. I'll not get that vial yet because we actually need it right now. I'll use my broadsword in this renfield. He was in this room when we left him before. He's also easier to defeat than the other ones. Like, he only took 3 hits, and he doesn't block your hits. But for some reason, he's just easier to defeat than the ones out here. Because as you'll see, we defeat him in 3 hits, but you'll see that this one blocks our hits more and will take more damage for some reason. Yeah, see, like, he's blocking our hits. There we go. So he definitely took more hits than the other one. I won't pick that up yet because we barely used our silver shield. See, as you can see, she was a lot easier to get off of us. We didn't actually get an Octomere attaching to us at Greenwich,
I've
but
scattered around. The place is infested with vampires. They're immune to all weapons. You'll have to find another way of killing them. I'll explore the top floors while you deal with this one.
yeah, another level that you might feel tempted to leave without the chalice because it's an easy one to forget because it's a bit further back. But there we go, just got money chest there. This is the easiest room with the vampires. It's a very small room, so it's kind of easy to know where to position them for the sunlight. But there's a couple of rooms that are a bit puzzling. There was only one that really stumped me as a child because it's pretty specific what you have to do. Yeah. I don't know why, like, I used to always pretend to be, like, enemies from MediEvil. Like, I'd act out in my head like I am an enemy. And then, so Danny Fortescue was slaying me, and I would always go like, "Arr!" Like, I'd always pretend like I'm just coming out of a coffin going, But yeah, if you just get them like positioned before breaking that wall, like they just automatically start burning when you break down the boards. So it's just a matter of knowing when to time certain things. It'd be pretty cool if there was like a... I remember when I was younger with that other room, like I was so confused. I thought like, is there a way that you can pull them out of one room into this room in front of that sunlight? But no, that's not how it works. So yeah, once one door closes, well in this case this game says once one door opens, another one opens after it. So they kind of took that saying and turned it into something else. So we have to like transfer this other one across via this box. Also, what is it you call that? The lady with serpent hair, Medusa? I actually don't know what you call it. But I remember finding that freaky when I was a bit younger. Go push this one across, put it next to it. Usually when you see like a little square, like a little shadow square, that's like roughly where the sun's going to end up beaming when you break down the thingy. Yeah. I think that's just in case you mess up and you drop a vampire down there, the elevator. You have to try and bait it back up. Yeah, this level's music is very relaxing, actually, in my opinion. But it's also got an eerie vibe to it. It does set the tone level very well. I got room 3. This one can be a bit confusing, but I kind of like know this game like back in my hand now, so like everything's kind of easy at this point in this game for me. But don't ring that bell. I know when you first see that bell, your instinct will be like, "Oh, bell, ring." But let's just pre-break these boards. And you'll see these little green switches on the floor. Be sure when you're pushing these vampires off that you do not push them on that, because they are traps that will ring the bell automatically and wake them up, and we don't want to wake them up. We need them to be asleep for when we push them off into the sunlight. And that, you maybe see that diamond next to that window there. That means that it beams the sunlight in multiple directions, so there is a few locations where you can burn them in this area, but this is the method I always did. There we go, that coffin opens and that vampire will just land in the sunlight. But you can either put them there or, well, just ahead down there. There's a few locations where they can get burned in this area. There we go, we can access the top floor now. When it says, I'll explore top floors, well, you deal with this one, but he hasn't dealt with the top floors, so you're a liar, Winston. Not only are you fake, you're a liar. Oh. So once we defeat this renfield, we should have 100% of the chalice. So we'll just quickly, there's also a light ball here. So we'll just quickly backtrack for the chalice after we defeat this renfield, in case we forget. There's also what looks like pictures of him on the wall. Oh. Yeah, he blocks your hits. I don't know why that one in the kitchen's a lot easier to defeat. Also, yeah, did you hear him fire there? He's disgusting. Also, I'm actually just take damage here just to demonstrate how silly the fall damage is in this game, because how does this hurt you? That is like no fall at all. I know it's only like 10 damage, but like, God, it's literally like we just stepped off two steps, and he's like, oh no, my shins. Oh, I'm going to just grab this chalice. I just think that's a very beautiful chalice placement. It looks so fitting, just sitting there. But this next room, I remember when I was younger, it took me quite a while to get past. And I think this is actually before YouTube was even a thing, so I could even like look up a let's play. I had to actually figure it out myself. But yeah, I remember spending hours on this bit. And even now I can see why, because it is very specific what you have to do. Right, first off, the method I figured out, I don't know what anyone else did, but I put that box there, I pushed this box all the way through. I basically do a bit of setting up for this one. I push that, I keep this here just to create a path so that the vampire doesn't stray off down this way. I have it so that like he's kind of forced to be baited to come into this part. So I push this box in here, because I tried to like bait the vampire into this segment. And once he walks in here, I push him up onto the elevator by pushing this box. So now we've created a path. Let's send the vampires down here. But yeah, when I was younger, I was a bit confused as to how do you do this part. And once they get on the elevator, they just sort of like spaz about like crazy. They're just like, oh, how the fuck do you get off? Like, I don't know why, they just can't figure out how to get off the elevator, but I'm not complaining. There we go. So it's pretty smart how they figured out this room, because I think they probably knew they were going to confuse a few players. I also like the little Z's that come out of the coffins and imply they're sleeping as well. Very cute. There you go. Let's beat him through. Come on. Notice me, notice me, notice me. There we go. And then he followed us, and then we used the box to push him onto the elevator. And we'll do the same with the next one. See, you see them just like flinching about like crazy there, but they don't jump off the elevator. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but it's a handy glitch. Yeah, the shield's very inconsistent. Medieval 2. There we go. We did manage to block some damage there. And there we are. That's that room. I don't think I had that much trouble with the next one. Trouble with the trolley, eh? But yeah, that vampire room confused me a little bit as a kid. But yeah, I sort of memorized it now, like the back of my hand. Let me know if that part troubled any of you guys when you were younger, or if you guys got troubled with the renfield in the kitchen at the very start trying to get the key. I remember when I was a kid, like I took forever to get past that part. Also, it's actually funny here. This door closes if you move a little bit to the left here, but you can run all the way down here and not have that door close. It's like it doesn't register you've walked into the room when you run down here, but if you walk a little bit to the left of it, it then closes. There we go. Also, when I was younger, I didn't actually realize that it actually tells you which one of these squares are the trap squares. When you walk into this room, the ones that are like marked with an evil face are the squares that will ring the bell. But I sort of have it like memorized now, and I'm just gonna pre-break this window because I like sending them all down at once because I don't like them disturbing me while I'm trying to send the chandelier up. So when they're all bunked up together at one other side, I sprint to the other side to send the chandelier up, and then that way I can avoid getting hit by them and getting bothered by them. Let's grab that real quick. But yeah, if you accidentally push them onto a trap square, it'll like ring that bell and they'll all wake up. So I'll just line them all up and then push them all off at the same time. This is the way I do it. I also imagined like making my other level where like the vampires make like a return and it's another house where like there's all these little puzzle rooms. You also see this room in the ending credits as well, like with concept art, with what looks like the vampire girl, but I gotta push them all off at once. There we go. They're all bundled up together, so none of them will disturb us. There we go. If you push them all off beforehand and then break the window then, they can all be kind of spread out, and a couple of them might be stood by the switch and smacking you when you're trying to pull the switch. So yeah, I just pushed them all off at once, so they're all at that side when I sprint over to hit the switch. Just the best way to avoid getting hit by them and bothered by them. And yeah, good, we have full health because we're about to fight the Count, but we start that level not being able to use our life fountain or anything first, so if we go into that level having low health, we might be pretty screwed. But we have money at the start of that level. And we did get the chalice, and that is Wulfrum Hall. We got through that very quickly, actually. And we just got the Count to do now.
Alright then, you've come a long way. I'd save
But
if I was you.
What manner of creature are you to disturb the Count's sleep? I can't remember much about the Count when I was younger. I think we skipped it. I know that like on EP6 it glitched in the second phase of the boss fight, didn't actually play any music. But I think I remember like the first half of the boss fight was always easy, but I always struggled with the second one.
Whatever's through this door is a lot worse than the stuff you've already encountered. Use your wits, not just your weapons. Reflect on what I've said.
Yeah, he's given us a lot of hints there. Reflect on what I've said. That's like the biggest hint. Since we jump into Whitechapel after this one, I might as well just pre-top up my broadsword so that it's full for fighting the zombies at the start of Whitechapel, which is my favourite level in the game. Actually, I love that level's music, love that level's history. It got me into like, it got me obsessed with Whitechapel for a while, but I'll talk about that when we're actually on it. But these mirrors, this first half is pretty easy, the Count is. The second half is a bit tricky. What manner of creature are you?
What manner of creature are you to disturb the Count's sleep? Why, before me I see
Dan the
nothing more
Vampire
than a
Slayer.
reanimated
Yes, I've become a
bag
big fan of
of
Buffy
armor
over the
and
past year.
bone. You have done well to get this far, but the Count has walked this earth for 1,000 years, defeating hundreds stronger than you. And for 1,000 more, I should...
Get on with it.
You interrupt me! For your insolence, you shall suffer beyond all imagining, my ugly little friend.
Sorry about my nerdy face there. So basically, we have to make him fire us in front of a mirror. So we have to have the mirror like facing upright, like facing flat. It's not aiming upright, not aiming downward. It has to be facing directly at him. And we have to do that 3 times to him, or 4 times maybe in this form. I can't remember. His next phase, we have to do 2 times, but I think we have to hit him a few more times to get his armor off. And we have to evade a few of his hits here. Go up and start Whitechapel with a couple of life balls lost. Yeah, when I was playing this with my sister a while ago, we were having a games night. She had to get me to fight the Count because she had a bit of a hard time fighting him. Yeah, I think this is the only level that has bats in them. Because I know MediEvil 1 was full of bats, but it makes sense there's bats at this level. He is a vampire. He is meant to be Count Dracula. I think he spins all the... Oh, no, that's the next part he does that. Oh no, that hit me instead of him. Oh, now he spins the mirrors. Okay, we messed that up there. We nearly did. No, but yeah, we did mess up. There we go. I'm trying to turn that mirror, but it keeps hitting me with the freaking bats there. There we are. We just have to do that one more time. Yeah, quite often I start Whitechapel with a few life bottles lost. That's one of the things I always remember of it playing. So maybe I did used to get past this boss when I was a lot younger. But I'm sorry, my sister would use cheat codes whenever she was playing it. There we go. And now he gets so angry that the boards and the windows blow up. And we have to aim all the mirrors upwards so that they reflect the sunlight into him.
My bony friend.
Hard than it sounds. You have to get them all facing upward, but if he charges us...
defeat the Count.
All the resistance is futile. You cannot defeat the Count. But we have to make sure he's not near us at the times that we're actually timed to do this. He'll turn them all back around if we take too long. But we have to like make sure he's not near us at the time that we turn these round, because if he throws a bat at us or hits us while we're interacting with the mirror, the bats will actually move the mirrors, or he will if he hits it. So we have to make sure he's not that close to us when we're actually turning them. There we go. There we go, we did it there. We'll pick it up. Just make sure that like if he starts charging towards you, like try and like lead him away from the mirror that you're trying to turn around, because if he starts hitting you near the mirror, he can, if he hits the mirror while hitting you, it will turn the mirror as well. And also his bats can turn the mirror if they fly past it, which can be annoying. But if you're quick enough, it's fine. But yeah, my sister like really struggled with the segment of the boss fight. Oh, she probably doesn't like that point out how much she struggled with certain parts of this game. They hate what siblings if they don't embarrass each other. But yeah, this is probably one of the hardest boss fights in this game, I do feel. Considering like it doesn't really matter what weapons you have. There we go. As you can see, the bat turned that round there. I think he was about to turn them around. That was perfect timing. For its time, those fire graphics are pretty good. Because yeah, even if you did have all the chances and upgraded weapons up to then, you couldn't use them. That boss fight will always be the same difficulty, regardless of any weapons you've upgraded. Oh, what about that wah 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 sound is? Also, yeah, you could hear him crying in the background per count. He's a lost soul. But then Dan's just like, bored now. Well, that was Wulfrum Hall and the Count. Very fun level. Very well made level too. The next one is my favourite.
Look what I've made with all that vampire juice.
Look what I've made with all that vampire juice. I can't believe I played Greenwich already today as well.
Hello, Dan. You destroyed the Count. Excellent, excellent.
What's the matter?
Unfortunately, I'm afraid that we've lost all contact with Kia. She went to Whitechapel. and we haven't heard from her since.
What? I said you didn't go.
I know, it's all my fault. If anything's happened
Yes.
to her, I'll never forgive myself, and I don't think you'll ever forgive me, will you? We should probably go after Palethorn, but
fuming.
why don't you go and see if you can find her?
Yeah, the next part we'll be playing Whitechapel, but I hope you all enjoyed what you've seen here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give the video a like or dislike if you hated it, and subscribe. Feel free to check out my other channels, Eva's YTPs, if you like that kind of content. And if you ever want to catch me live on Twitch, I'm live every second week in the evenings. I'm very inconsistent with it, but if you ever catch me live, please come by and vibe and enjoy the conversation. Yeah, if you all join the Discord, it's down below. I try to be as active on it as I can. I'm very antisocial. Away from making videos, I am very introverted. But yeah, I love you all so much. Take care. Have a good one. Next time we'll be playing Whitechapel, y'alls.